everybody, welcome back to We Are the Batman. I'm Mike.
And I'm Super Matthew.
Fucking dork. This was supposed to be our Christmas special episode, which is now, I'm going to release that on Monday. Because I just realized I was like, oh, it's a banked episode. We'll re-release it. Oh, wait, no, we actually can't. So
it's Christmas, so yeah.
So our Christmas special is gonna drop next week.
Drop it on Christmas Day. Let's give these guys a real.
That's what Christmas I'm saying. Is I'm gonna drop it next week. I'll drop it next week on Christmas, and
which is Wednesday, right?
It is Wednesday. Okay, guys, I realized as I was editing back our trailer reaction for the trailer, I realized that I flat out, in my excitement of everything, forgot what day it was, and about 1,000 times in the video said, yeah, the podcast is dropping today. We're dropping today's podcast. The podcast drops on Fridays, Mike. Today is Thursday at the time that we're recording this. So,
I corrected you. Everybody
at the end. You corrected me at the end of the video. You let me dig my grave as deep as humanly possible.
I kept wondering, I'm like, no, he's gonna fix it. And then I'm like,
nope. Never realized that I was too caught up in my own excitement for the Superman trailer that dropped this morning. We are recording this at 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. After the afternoon after the first Superman trailer dropped. If you haven't checked out our reaction yet, let's see if future Mike remembers to put the little thing up in the corner that sends people to that reaction. It'll be right above Matt's head.
Nope, wrong side. God dog it. One of these days.
I know, right? It's never going to be right. But hey, thank you to everybody who has so far subscribed from that, because we've been watching the numbers like a hawk today. And so shout out to everybody who took the initiative and said, hey, I do want to hear what these guys have to say about it. Let me subscribe. And also, if you haven't already, follow us on all the social medias at WTB Pod. But we're here to talk about the Superman trailer. I've watched it like 10 times. I've watched it because I did eventually have to do some actual work.
I think I've watched it 3. I think I watched it, then I watched our reaction of it. Ergo, watched it again.
Yeah,
and then watched it right now, right before we did this.
Yeah,
I've been busy, folks. Sorry.
Yeah, guys. Again, like if you're wondering why my setup looks different, I am in my office today. Because it's the Thursday before Christmas, trying to get a lot of work done before the holidays. I'm leaving to go out of town tomorrow, so like I'm in the office today. So we're recording this here. Matt always records at work because he's
internet at home sucks.
His internet at home sucks, and he's a terrible employee. I'm kidding. So we're going to talk about this thing. So let's get right into it, man. This trailer dropped this morning. We knew it was coming from the preview that James Gunn gave to us for the last week here, but I don't think anything could have really prepared me for what, I don't know what my expectations were, if I had any. And I'm saying this, like, and we've said this numerous times on this show. I am typically not a Superman fan. I normally couldn't give two shits. I don't like Lex Luthor. I don't find Superman to be a typically relatable character. I think Lex Luthor is typically a boring one-note villain. But through like my adventures with Superman and the Absolute Superman comics that we've been reading and really enjoying, and just through the excitement that James Gunn has built, for at least through what we've seen, it has got me going. So this is, as somebody who's typically not into Superman, I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm won over. I'm in. Yeah. I'm so in.
I think for me, Superman is, I mean, we've talked about Batman before, in that, like, I like Batman, but some of the best parts of Batman is when he's interacting with the Justice League. And a lot of that comes from his relationship with Superman. I'm not, like, Superman's not in my top 10 favorite heroes, but I think he's also one of those guys where, like, you need Superman. You need a straight man for the other things. Like, Batman's much cooler when he's against Superman. And I don't mean in a fight, but I mean, philosophically
played up against when they're playing against each other. Yeah.
So I think
it's the odd couple. It's you need Felix as much as you need Oscar.
Yeah, and I think
that is a weird reference to make on a Batman podcast.
That's pretty deep. I didn't think you were allowed for that.
Full disclosure. So I was on the road doing some shows last week, and we were staying in like the cheapest roadside motels imaginable, like Super 8s, Motel 6s that don't have cable. So it was just like what's on basic. And a lot of it was just like Cheers reruns, Taxi reruns, and Odd Couple reruns. And that's what we stayed up late watching because we needed something to do, Yeah. So right now, and also I'm an old soul, but yeah, no, I've got old sitcoms in my head right now.
Yeah, no, I feel that we did a cabin away one time and they had the same thing. It was just cable, and we started watching an episode of Friends, and out of pure laziness and just the fact that we were comfortable together, we just watched like 3 episodes, and then finally we're like, we should probably do something.
We should do something else. and lo and behold, that's how their youngest child was born.
I was supposed that, but that's an Ireland story. So point is, could be a New York baby, but
who's to say? Who's to say?
Who's to know? We're not going to go back and find out. But this teaser trailer, speaking of Superman, as I think, look, Superman, in my opinion, and I'm trying not to do this, but I'm going to do it. So just forgive me. Superman sets a tone of your universe.
Yeah.
That's why Batman's usually by himself or whatever. So if you have a dark and gritty Superman, everything's going to fall into place. If you have a bright and shiny Superman, everything's going to fall into place in that way. So watching this and going like, okay, we've got the bright, stalwart Superman that a lot of people have been asking for. So everything is falling into place around that. You know, we've got Creature Commandos right now. We already know that DC is going to have a dark R-rated side. That's going to be a lot of fun and craziness.
Not even so much dark, just it's going to be what Deadpool is becoming for the MCU. It's the irreverent side,
the rated R side.
Yeah, so the R-rated, the adult side.
All of this. So I think seeing this and just seeing like, he's a superhero, a hero of all things. And I think that was like my favorite shot of that entire teaser is when he goes and grabs that girl and protects her from all the debris of this weird big dragon that's grabbing.
That shot lives in my head, dude. Wow, what a statement that shot makes.
Because that's the thing for me is like Superman needs to be a hero this time. He needs to be that guy. And from this teaser, I'm there. He's obviously he's got that. And then no matter what, I mean, I may be getting ahead a little bit, but no matter what's happening between him and the Terrifics or Mr. Terrific and his team, I'm going to call them the Terrifics because they're wearing those outfits.
We're calling them the Terrific. If it's not the Terrifics, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like I'm like there's just no way it's not. You know what I mean?
So there's a scene there where you see him in a building and there's people looking at him, and Green Lantern Guy Gardner walks in and blocks out the windows with his ring. So there's a camaraderie there already. So I'm very excited.
Camaraderie, or it is just here we go again. I got some different vibes from that. We're going to get into this in a little bit. We're going to talk some more about it. I mean,
it's also Guy Gardner. He's a punk.
It's also Guy Gardner, who is famously a dick. So, so we put up a poll on Threads the other day when the trailer was announced, with predictions, asking people to predict how long they thought the trailer was going to be. And our predictions ranged from under 30 seconds to a minute to 2 minutes, and over 2 minutes. And I think it clocked in at like a minute and a half.
I can show. Let's see.
I don't have it in front of me, but
2:19.
2:19. Okay, so it was over 2 minutes. So that's a hell of a, thank God. I was really worried. I was a little, it's like he keeps calling it a teaser. That word makes me nervous. That word, because that's a word that gets used too often for things that are just full-blown trailer. Like a teaser to me is like what Disney did for the Lilo and Stitch remake.
Yeah.
Which is
like The Dark Knight, when it was just the symbol and flame.
Yeah,
you just hear the voices. You're like,
yes,
okay,
that's it. Like, oh, Heath Ledger sounds scary as the Joker. That's a teaser. This was a full-blown trailer. But I also understand it's a teaser from the sense that like it's not giving away story. Correct. This is just tone. This is tone. This is first look. This is the it's coming, guys. Like no stopping it now. It's coming. Yep.
Guess what? This is what everybody looks like in the movie, not in the set photos that everybody took with their cell phones.
Yes.
And everybody looks cool as hell. Like
everybody looks like a superhero. They look like superheroes, Matt. They don't look like people in costumes. They don't look like cosplayers. Much like, and again, not to draw the comparison, but much like in the MCU, These look like superheroes in their super suits. These look like superheroes.
Practical super
These
suits.
look like superheroes in practical superhero super suits that would be comfortable to wear, but also functional as suits. But also, look, let's be honest, they are still comic books. They got to be a little bit flashy. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like these are the kind of suits that Edna Mode is designing.
Yeah. Even beyond that, like, you didn't have to tell me who was cast as Lois Lane. I picked her out.
Yeah.
Because to be completely honest, I don't know that I've watched beyond one single scene from The Wonderful Mrs. Maisel.
Oh,
I couldn't pull her out of a crowd. So
that's fair. Well, especially when you see pictures of her like at the red carpet at the Emmys last year, where she looked like just an absolute knockout. Yeah. And then in this, where she's Lois Lane, she's this well put together report. Like, and then in Ms. Maisel, she's this like 50s, 60s kind of like upper crust sort of like, well, you know, so it's I mean, white girl's gonna white girl, but
look, there's Lex Luthor. That's definitely Lois Lane. That's Mr. Terrific. That's Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. That's Hawk. Yeah. Like, and some of them obvious, like that's Hawk Girl. Like, who the heck else is gonna have a Hawk helmet and a Hawk wings? But even beyond that, look, there's Jimmy Olsen. There's those characters. That's Pa Kent. You know, so. Like,
I'm glad we're getting some Pa Kent. I'm glad we're getting some because I know it's not the origin story, so it's pretty clear that Pa Kent's still alive.
Well, and I think that's the thing too is, we're origin storied to death for some of these characters. Mm-hmm. Look, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, I will dare say Iron Man and Captain America.
Well, I wouldn't say they're done to death so much as like, oh, nailed it and won.
Well, also like they've been around long enough.
Yeah.
They've been in
they've been in the zeitgeist enough.
You don't have if they do another Captain America movie, you don't have to tell me the story. You just have to.
They are doing another one in February.
I mean, like an origin, like in 10 years that
we're never gonna see another Captain America origin movie ever again, because we exist in a world where everybody knows who Captain America is.
Yeah.
30 years ago, only half the world knew who Captain America was, either because they weren't American or because comic books were lame. Now, comic books are just a part of like geek culture.
Yeah.
Is just a part of every day now.
I bought this shirt at Kohl's.
Yeah.
That would never have happened 20 years ago.
No.
30 years ago. So I think this is a smart move.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't know what the relationship is, but he already knows some of these heroes. They've already been around. They're a team. We're in the third tier Green Lantern in a movie before the others. Like, so this is a lived in universe. I'm seeing that in this thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we want to start this, but let's keep on this. So
I want to say one thing. I've seen some people in, and I'm not calling anybody out, but I've just seen a lot of people say things like, well, if the movie is just called Superman, why are all these other characters in it? And it's one of those arguments of like, you can't have it both ways. You can either have a connected DC universe in which all these characters coexist, and occasionally their big, huge, catastrophic things are going to force them all to work together on something. Like when after the first Avengers movie, when Thor: The Dark World came out, and Chris Eccleston and the Dark Elves are, just attacking Greenwich and the UK. What was everyone's first question on social media?
Yeah,
where were the rest of the Avengers? We're doing that in this movie. Hey, if there's this huge giant thing attacking, why isn't anyone coming to help? Why is it just one hero dealing with that? Well, that's what we're getting now. This is them saying like Superman exists in a world where all these other characters exist. And like, to your point, it's like, Superman sets the tone for the rest of your universe. I'm glad you brought that up. I never really considered that, because like, Batman can exist. Batman and Gotham City can exist in a vacuum. Yeah, they can exist in a vacuum, plain and simple. Because that's like Gotham City existing in a vacuum is why Batman exists, because everyone ignores Gotham. Superman doesn't have that luxury. Superman's in Metropolis. It's DC's, it's the biggest city in terms of the DC canon. Like it's the city. and Superman's the hero. So like, yeah, and again, if we're going into a DC universe in which other heroes exist, get used to it, guys. It's just going to be the way it is. Who's to say they're going to play a huge part?
Yeah.
But also, again, I feel like if you're like, that's the whole point of having the interconnected DC universe is you can have your supporting cast be other DC characters. It doesn't, one of the, for those who don't know, I saw Kraven the Hunter the other day while I was out of town because I needed something to do for 2 hours. And we forgot that Moana 2 was showing. No kidding. We were like, we're in town. We're checked out of our hotel. We're hitting the road back to Dayton after the show because we needed to make up the time.
Yeah.
And you're like, we need something to do. The show doesn't start till we have to be at the venue at 6. We need something to do for the next 8 hours or however long. So we're like, let's go see a movie. There's 6 screens in this theater. It was a small town, small city. And we were like, what's something that's gonna have nobody in it that we can just go, like, that we can go see as a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go see Kraven the Hunter. The theater was packed. Full. I have a whole much longer story about it I can tell you later, but but suffice to say, like, it was not a good movie. But anyway, we walked out, and as we were walking out, we saw a group of kids coming in from a birthday party down the hall. We're like, what are the kids all here to see? Moana 2 is in theater. Shit, we could have gone and seen Moana 2 and had a good time. But anyway.
So here's the thing.
But no, sorry, I was going somewhere with that. So my point is with Kraven the Hunter, though, like, this is why I don't like doing this at the office, is with Kraven the Hunter, like, there were so many times watching that movie where I was like, you have all these nameless characters or just generic characters, like, this is Dr. John Smith, or this is Special Assassin Andre Turner, or whatever. And I was like, you guys could just make these Marvel characters. First of all, it's Sony. You guys do whatever the frick you want anyway. These could just, and so I always think the same thing with DC movies or any movie. It's like, why bother creating an original character if you can supplement with an already existing character and build out the world some more? And that's what I'm wondering if James Gunn is going to do with that.
I because yes, you're right. But this is something I was gonna go on another rant, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna go there. So here's what I noticed about this teaser.
Mm-hmm.
So back when all those set photos released, he said, I intentionally made sure people could see this and kept everything else secret. So the fact that almost every single character that appeared in all those set photos is in this teaser, I think this is the Transformers 2 thing. And let me explain.
Please do, because I'm not sure I'm following.
The first trailer, and I think even the second trailer of Transformers 2, everything in that trailer was from the first 5 or 10 minutes of the movie.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because James Gunn has actually come out and said, like the majority of this trailer is like the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that big old dragon thing is attacking the city, and we see Superman either aiding the Terrifics or vice versa, and then it leads into the rest of the movie. So I don't know that we're going to see everybody else besides Mr. Terrific and Superman in the rest of the film, because you're casting guys to be in other things. I mean, I'm not saying they're just going to disappear, but I'm like, I'm betting, because this is just a teaser.
Right.
This is the cold opening. This is the first action scene for the movie.
I was thinking that. I was like, imagine if, like, him crashing into the snow and whistling for Crypto is literally, no pun intended, the cold opening. Haha, because he's in snow and ice. Haha, it's funny. Praise me. I got paid. I get paid to do comedy. Like, imagine if that's the cold open of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wait, we're opening with Superman having got his ass beat. Like, okay. Like, I don't know. I almost wonder, because James Gunn has planted the flag in the ground that Lex Luthor is the villain of this movie.
Yes.
Lex Luthor is the villain. Nobody else. There is no other hidden villain. It's Lex Luthor. So that has me thinking that just making predictions based off nothing. is I'm wondering if this is a situation where Superman and the handles whatever that monster is, and collateral damage, and the Terrifics come in, and there's and it's just this whole like I don't know, like what are you guys doing if you're supposed to be saving us, but like you're still destroying half our city, and that's why Lex Luthor starts getting, I don't know, there's a lot of different, I mean, again, a lot of directions we've gone with Superman before. And that's kind of me playing devil's advocate, a little bit of like, okay, this looks cool, but from a story perspective, where are we going? Because I can almost see us running the risk of, let's not also make this into a movie where I'm like, and this is why I don't like Superman. You know what I mean? Like, let's not make this, let's not make Lex Luthor the same cookie cutter, like, again, I'm not making this political, but like, Donald Trump metaphor that he's kind of become in the last 20 years, maybe not that long, but like 10 years, maybe. Like, I'm over that. I'm over Lex Luthor just being a rich xenophobe.
Well, and that's what, like, going back to the Superman animated series, like, he was the villain in that entire show, but it was his machinations that was challenging Superman with the different things he was doing. So
that's what I don't like. I'm over Lex Luthor and his machinations. If it's, that's my point, is like, if it's going to be, I'm just hoping that if it's Lex Luthor, that it's going to be more than just Lex Luthor with machinations. Because if it's just Lex Luthor with machinations again, I've seen that.
Well,
I'm just playing. I
know what you mean.
I'm just throwing caution to the wind of like, here's what I'm hoping doesn't happen. But this trailer alone gave me hope that like, we're gonna do something different. I just hope we do enough that's different.
I think we will. Like, look, James Gunn, through podcasts I've listened to, interviews that have happened, like, he is trying to make sure these characters are great. He's not, I mean, you got to have spectacle, but it's not like everything in this trailer is action. We got a lot of Lois with Superman. I love the way Clark looks. Like, yes, please make him do his hair completely different. As much as, like, I just watched Superman, and yes, slocking his hair down one way and then putting a curlicue when he's Superman. Sure.
Here's what I appreciate about his Clark Kent haircut. It's very Gen Z. Yeah, it's very Gen Z. It's very like, what are the kids doing with their hair nowadays? It looks awful.
I think my son has that out.
Yes. Yeah. You know what he looks, what he looks like is he looks like Matt Rife on Wish. He looks like somebody from like, today's youths trying to look like trying to replicate Matt Rife's look. Because here's what I like about from what we get of his look at Clark Kent is, it's something I was thinking on my millionth rewatch of the trailer is, well, because I also, so I don't know if you've watched it yet, but I watched the Chris Reeves documentary on Max.
I can't, for reasons we're not going to get into.
That's fine. No, it was hard for me to get through. I was lucky that somebody interrupted me partway through, and I had to pause it and walk away from it. I was like, thank God, because I was about to cry.
Yeah.
It's very good. I will say it's very, very, very good. And so I've kind of just been in a headspace of Superman lately, because there's not a lot of Batman content outside of comics right now. And we've been on break for holidays, so just been doing that. And so one thing I've always thought about is because it's a big point in the documentary, and it's a big point in the movie, the original movie, is the moment in Lois's apartment when Chris Reeves is Superman pretending to be Clark Kent, who then pretends to be, he does the body language thing. And it got me thinking about, like, the idea of, how does someone like Superman pass himself off? Like, it can't be just body language. How is it that Superman does it? And it's the hair, it's the hairstyle, it's the body language, but also, like, if you look at his suit, it's just barely too big for him. Like, it's not dramatically too big for him, but it just barely doesn't fit him. So it makes him look, and I say that because as somebody who is like this shirt doesn't fit me. I bought this shirt earlier this year when it first became available, and then I lost a ton of weight. So I have a bunch of clothes that when I wear them, when I wear them, I look skinnier than I actually am.
Yeah.
And so by wearing a suit that looks just a hair too big for him, it makes him look smaller. And also, you think about it is, and I forget, I don't remember if it was in one of the animated movies or if it was something from Justice League, but it was something animated where Superman says to somebody like, "You have no idea the amount of control I have to put into every second of every day to not like accidentally destroy the world with how much power I
live
have."
in a world of cardboard.
Yes. And watching specifically when he almost bumps into this guy or does bump into this guy on the street and has to like, move around him really quick. I was like, he's not moving around him to not bump into him. He's moving around him because he's like, if I accidentally bump into this guy and not pay attention, I could take his arm off.
Yeah. Well, and no, I lost my train of thought. No,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, and then I think too is like, look, it may have worked in the 70s that the glasses changed somebody, that nobody's paying attention.
Hey, look, Matt, I'm not me anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Matt, I'm me again.
Oh, there's Mike. There's Mike.
What's the meme from where it's like, hey, look, I'm Clark Kent. I'm Superman.
Yeah.
Hey, Superman. Everyone in Metropolis is dumb.
Yeah. Now, I have had the experience of going somewhere dressed one way, going the next day dressed a different way, and them not thinking I was the same person.
Oh, sure.
Because I had the glasses and I did something. I don't know. Like it happens, but I think somebody who's worked the what is that term? Like, we're going to allow this to be that the smartest reporter in the world does not realize her partner is Superman for more than 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's why. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that was my thing. Is I think the conceit. I think the time of that conceit kind of being okay is gone. Like, if she has any kind of relationship with this person, after a while, beyond just glasses, it has to be more. So him having the completely different hair, dressing differently, I think that works. But I do. Yeah. We'll get into the suit in a second. Continue what you were saying.
I mean, with Lois too. I mean, it's clear that they are establishing this where, and James Gunn has said himself, like, she doesn't know he's Superman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She doesn't give Clark a second thought. We even see it in that brief shot where it's like she just dismisses him as like, and here's Clark being lazy and clumsy and dumb. I got such a good feeling from this trailer. I really did. So let's go. Well, you've brought it up. We've danced around it. Let's get into the suit. Let's get into the looks and some of the design here. This is they brought the trunks back, and I like what James Gunn said recently in defense of bringing the trunks back, which was it was actually David Corenswet's idea.
Okay.
Because he said the idea is that Superman is this godlike, all-powerful alien. He wants to seem as unimposing as possible, especially to like kids. So he's basically dressing like a professional wrestler. He's like he's going to wear the trunks because it just looks like normal clothes. The problem with the all blue suit is it, especially, again, all of the Henry Cavill, we've talked about it. It looked like a second layer of skin.
Yeah.
And so this makes it look more like clothing. Hey, I'm just one of you. I'm just a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a humanization effect. I like that. I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah. And I've said it before and I'm saying it again, like beyond the fact that he's kind of cherry picked some of the stuff to keep going with the former DCFU and now with his DCU is like, this has to be different. Mm-hmm. If you're rebooting this main character of your universe, Superman, do something different across the board. And I think stepping away from, look, in all versions, it's either been a leotard on a very muscular guy, or it's been a fake suit on fake muscles. And look, I'm not saying Henry Cavill wasn't jacked as Superman. He was shirtless in a couple scenes. We know that wasn't the case.
We all saw the cavalry.
Yeah. So I think trying to redo this universe and doing something different, getting away from everybody's wearing the skin tight outfit, whether it's a fake skin tight or real skin tight, I think is essential to rebooting this universe and giving a different feel to everybody. And I think it's super smart. Like, it's just so intelligent to make him look different. And it just looks like a suit he wears. It's not alien tech that we're aware of. It's just a suit that either, if you go back to OG Origins, his mom made for him, or two, maybe Maxwell Lord created it for him and gave him. Like, it's not an alien tech suit. And I don't get why it has to be skin tight. Having been a cosplayer, nobody wants to wear a skin tight outfit.
No.
Ever.
Yes, it looks comic book accurate, I guess, but it looks fake. It just looks fake. It doesn't look real. It looks pretend. It looks like you're trying to be something when you couldn't just make it like, if you want it to look real, make it look a little bit fake. Make it look a little bit not fake, but like make it look a little bit cheap, because then at least it looks real.
Look, I don't know if you've ever worn a suit, and I'm not trying to be insulting, just the general you, not you specifically, but most suits, when they're cut and tailored to fit you, you're lucky if you can put your arms above your head.
Mm-hmm.
This man knows he's going to go fight people. So he's got to make sure this thing is cut the way that allows him to move and not tear the suit apart every 10 minutes. So I think I have zero problem with the suit. I think it looks cool. It's very more along the lines of how he looked in the New 52, which I liked. I didn't mind his outfit. I think
I liked his outfit in New 52. One of the best things New 52 did was their redesign of his look.
Yeah. So I think this is perfect. And again, like, look, if I'm trying not to do this, but I'm going to do it. Look, if the MCU has taught us anything, even if the suit is perfect, the next movie, they're going to have a different one.
Yeah, no shit.
And we don't even know, like, look, I wouldn't be surprised if he has more than one suit in this movie. Like, we just don't know.
Well, I mean, we get a shot of his one suit is just when he's walking. It's just black and tore up, and who knows.
So I think we were going to avoid this, but I'm going to do it. Like, shut up about the suit not being skin tight.
I know. I know we're talking about it. We're gonna move on after this, but like, yeah, let's just move on.
Freaking stop.
Yeah, it's like, even now, like on our trailer reaction, that was like the first comment, and I'm like, if that's all you've got, then you're looking for a reason to be pissed, is what it is.
Look, it's different. This is how he looks. If him not having a skin tight suit is your make or break on this movie, then you're not a fan of anything. You're saying, like, it's like he looks like Superman. He's in a blue suit with trunks and the thing on his chest and the thing on his back. He's got the black hair. He looks like Superman. It's a different version of Superman. Like, Captain America has never, ever, ever, besides the stupid little USO show, worn his actual suit from the comics. You know why? Because it's silly. It looks silly. It's okay. Do something.
That's the whole reason why they make fun of it. You know, like the suit they have him wearing in the USO stuff in the first Captain America movie is basically the same suit they had him wear for the entire movie of the OG 90s Captain America movie that we do not speak of. And that movie defended its own suit in one crappy line of dialogue, as opposed to the first Avenger, which was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna leave this in here, we're gonna make a joke out of it until we get, and then we're gonna give him an
actual functional suit. So yeah, I'm tired of that. Like, I'm just like,
and you know what?
I didn't like the bat suit from the Snyderverse. That's not why I don't like those movies.
Oh, I like that suit.
I know. I think it looks like duct tape. But my point is, is that I didn't look at that suit and go like, well, this movie sucks. Screw it. I was like, I don't know about this suit.
You didn't write the movie off because you weren't sold on the look.
I was like, dude, it looks like he has duct tape on. Like, I'm sorry. That's what it looks like. But then when I went to the movie, then I made a decision about whether I liked it or not. And I think that's where, like, I know internet's going to internet.
Yeah.
But I'm so tired of that stupid thing. Like, if you want me to stop talking to you and never comment or respond to you,
yeah,
please keep posting that you don't like the suit because it's not skin tight.
But if you do want to leave those comments on our videos, I mean, thank you for the engagement. We appreciate it. And while you're down there leaving a comment, please subscribe. We drop this podcast every Friday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern if we can. We try to. While you're at it, follow us on social media at WATB Pod. We really appreciate that there as well. I mean, I agree with you, and we're going to move on at this point because we've harped on it about as much as all these other assholes have. So, so a couple things that we're missing from this trailer, not missing, but that we just didn't see in this trailer because, as we said, this is like the first teaser. Let's say 15 minutes of the movie. Let's say 15 minutes.
There's some few things that are probably from later, but ultimately most of it is that beginning.
Yeah. James Gunn said online, he said, ultimately, this is the majority of this trailer is the beginning of the movie. A few shots from later in the movie are in it, but he hasn't said what, obviously. We didn't see Rick Flag Sr.
Correct.
And I think that's because Creature Commandos is not done yet.
Yeah.
Which the episode dropped today. I haven't watched it yet because it's been at work. I'll watch it later. We'll watch it later. But we're loving the show so far, guys, by the way. I know we're not doing week-to-week reviews of it. We're loving it right now.
Yeah.
Episode 3 with GI Robot. So we didn't see him. We didn't see the engineer.
Didn't see the engineer.
And we didn't see much. We talked about this a little bit off mic, and we'll talk about it a little bit more here. We didn't see who this guy is that Superman's fighting.
The guy in all black.
The guy in all black. We saw him in the candid set photos that were that got quote unquote leaked earlier this year. We have no idea who that is. And nothing in what is currently listed online as being in the cast indicates it might be him or who that could be.
Yeah, I'm looking now.
I've been looking this whole thing. Hey guys, if you're ever wondering why I'm looking off screen, I'm scrolling through trying to figure out who this guy could be. So there's something about the logo on his chest that we've suggested on the show before. It could be a version of Ultraman. We know that because the engineer is in this, and from what little I know about the Authority, you know more about it than I do.
It's not much.
No more. We know that the engineer works with nanotech, so it could just be. And if the engineer is working with Rick Flag Sr., from what we can see in those set photos, who is working with Argus, so it stands to reason that it could be that this is just like some engineer hopped up on nanotech drone guy that he's fighting. It could just be a nameless. I don't know. It could be. I don't know. It could be. We don't really know. We have no idea. So we didn't see. We know he's in it, but like we didn't see Perry. He wasn't in the shot. I looked.
Didn't see Perry.
Didn't see Eve Tessmacher, or at least not that I could tell. We didn't see Otis. We know they're in this. Steve Lombard and Cat Grant and Ron Troop were in there in the background. At some point we saw them. We didn't see Supergirl, but I'm willing to bet money she's in the post-credit scene. If she's going to be in it.
She's just there to be there. Like again, it's a universe that has people everywhere. So
I know, but
run to her.
Since we know that they are about, like, we know that like pre-pro on Supergirl is about to begin in the new year, if not already started. And I think they set a release date for it. I don't have it in front of me, but I think it stands to reason that they're probably going to tease her movie, because it seems like her movie is the next one, like the next movie. We've got other stuff coming, but I think hers is the next movie.
I would say, unless something comes out of nowhere when it comes to the DCU, not the Batman 2.
That's what I mean.
DCU,
the next DCU movie. Yes.
Seems to be, even though when I watched that announcement thing that James Gunn did, it was the last thing he talked about.
But he didn't talk about any of those things in any real order, I think, because he didn't talk about Clayface at all. And Clayface got confirmed the other day.
For this movie?
Not for this movie, but that he's getting his own movie.
Well, see, because that's what I just noticed when I was doing research. Alan Tudyk is listed on IMDb and Wikipedia as being in this film.
Yeah, it's but no clue as to who he's playing,
because it's not listed. But we
already know we know he's voicing Clayface in Creature Commandos. Again, haven't watched episode 4 yet. He could be in episode 4 right now. We don't know.
Who else is he voicing?
He's also voicing, oh my God, I just blanked on it.
Dr. Phosphorus?
Thank you. Yes, Dr. Phosphorus. Yeah, because Sean Gunn is voicing Weasel in G.I. Robot.
So said there, if you voice it, you play it in real action. So he is one of those two guys that's showing up. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, and it wouldn't be, and if Clayface is getting and looking at the DCU slate as is confirmed right now, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is confirmed for June of 2026, with Clayface confirmed for September of 2026. Okay. So also a Clayface movie. We haven't talked about it. And as a Clayface fan, wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Is it a movie or just a project?
It's listed as a movie.
Okay.
It's listed as a movie with Mike Flanagan writing it. Okay. Who I like. I like Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan is good at his job.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Frank Grilla's in this movie, so that means
we know he's in it. And hence why we're, keep wondering. Yeah, I think if Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. is going to be in this, and Alan Tudyk it's got to be another member of Creature Commandos showing up on. I don't know.
Maybe, or I mean, because Sean Gunn's also Maxwell Lord of this thing, so
yeah,
and he's two. So I'm not. It's all speculation.
I mean, it's all speculation. It's all speculation, but still, yeah. Go ahead.
This trailer has done what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Got everybody talking, got everybody excited. We get to see what everybody looks like in live action, doing their thing.
And the music. We haven't talked about the music yet, dude.
Music was awesome.
Who's the composer? The music is by John Murphy. John Murphy's doing the music, who also worked on recently Guardians Volume 3, The Suicide Squad. He did Matthew Vaughn's the first Kick-Ass movie. 28 weeks later, 28 days later. I mean, this guy's been working. He worked on Peacemaker, so that guitar lick with the theme.
Yeah.
Oh yes, so good.
Yeah. I think the music was really good. The only thing I don't think we've discussed, and let me see if I can do this again.
Hit me.
Hold on. Well, no, I blew that. But anyway.
The goodest boy.
The goodest boy.
He got an entrance. He didn't just show up and he got a Batmobile entrance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have no connection to this character. I know he's kind of been in it.
I know he exists.
I know some people are upset that he's not a Labrador.
I could give a shit. I could give two shits what kind of dog he is.
Like,
I just want to see a good white dog in a red cape.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't have a connect. It's fine. Like, I watched that Super Pets movie with The Rock and Kevin Hart. It was very entertaining.
You know why I'm excited about it, as somebody who doesn't actually give two shits about crypto, but you know why I'm excited? Here's why I'm excited. Because that to me is the glimmer of, we talk about like do something different.
Yes. This
is we're gonna have fun. Because crypto, like, just by definition, is a ridiculous character.
Yeah.
It's a dog with Superman powers. What?
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason it was done as a joke kids movie for laughs, as a way to just help promote Black Adam, because they were desperate for people to go see that piece of crap. Like, that's crypto. But, like, first of all, adorable dog. Like, the sweetest looking dog I've ever seen. And that right there is the, like, you guys want different, you guys want tone, this Superman's got a dog. And if the dog is gonna run super fast. The dog's gonna run at super speed.
And it's super strong if he's dragging Superman behind him.
and it's just one of those, it's like, just roll with it, guys. Get on board. This is the get on board. This is like, if you're not on board, then if you don't like this, don't watch this movie. If the idea of Crypto the super dog showing up doesn't make you happy, then don't watch this movie, because that's what you're gonna, that's what we're in for, man.
Yeah, look, we got a different tone. I'm liking the way this thing looks. We like, I'm ready for it. I have no idea if the movie's going to be any good.
Yeah,
I'm more excited about it now.
I'm
Having seen it.
optimistic.
So
For the like I've been hopeful. It's like, man, I hope this is good. This is the first time I've genuinely had like optimism. You know what I mean? I've been hopeful. I've been excited, but now I'm optimistic, and that's hard for me to do.
Yeah,
with the trailer.
The only negative thing I have to say, and it's not really negative, but it's like
not enough sex.
No, I don't know why that was the choice for Nathan Fillion's hair as Guy Gardner, but Guy Gardner's supposed to be a douchebag, so
I'm supposed to look ridiculous.
Like, okay, like I don't know about that. That's weird, but hey, Nathan Fillion, knowing him is like, I am gonna totally like pull this in and do it because Nathan Fillion's a weirdo.
People are so mad about how Nathan Fillion looks. People are so pissed off about how dumb he looks, and honestly, it just makes me that much more excited. And I'm like, yeah, and you know what? He's gonna steal every fucking scene that he's in. he's gonna be everyone's like quietly favorite part of the movie without realizing it.
Look, as long as someone references the first punch fight or one punch fight, I'm totally don't care.
Speaking of which, I love how we open this trailer with Superman in neon chapeaus. You have any idea what that is?
No, I don't.
Dragon Ball Z?
No, I don't.
Okay, if anybody comment below if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, it's anyway. I don't. We've talked about 45 minutes about a 2-minute trailer because
we're good. We're good. I think we got it.
So much, man. Like now we just play the other waiting game.
Yeah. We got 3 months before we get the full trailer. Then 3 months after that before we get the movie. Hey guys, comment below. Let us know what you think. Even if you want to argue with me about his suit, sure, I'll make engagement.
We appreciate it. Yeah. Long may your engagement cause our help our channel thrive. And while you're down there, comment and subscribe so you can come back and engage with us some more. We really appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on all social medias at WATV Pod. Matt, man, I'm what a time to be a DC fan, my guy.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
Make sure you guys follow along with us and check us out on all social media. And we will see you guys again here next time. Same bat time, same bat podcast channel.
Bye-bye.